What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to ITTV, your number one spot for all your Arkham news. And today we are talking about a little bit of Suicide Squad, a little bit of Suicide Squad. I can't talk today. Suicide Squad news that has kind of come out. I'm not sure when this episode is coming out, but at least like at the time of this recording, anyway, there was a little bit of some information that came out relating to its DLC roadmap. So,
Right. Which we haven't really heard anything about at all.
Yeah, no, we have no idea when the next DLC is coming out. We just got the second half of Joker releasing, which, at some point we're probably going to have to talk about on an actual podcast episode. But so an article from IGN came out, and this was this was reported, or at least we heard from our good friend, not so that we know, Arkham Videos. He put out a post on, I think it was Twitter, Instagram, all over the place. It was stating that Warner Brothers has confirmed that they will complete its 4-season roadmap. So all the characters that were teased to us, like Mrs. Freeze and Deadshot's daughter and Deathstroke, I think was the other one.
Yeah, I think it was Deathstroke.
So they're gonna release them. So they're not canceling them like halfway through as like some other games we've seen. Avengers. So it's completing its roadmap, but they didn't comment on whether or not there'd be future plans past that. So we're just going to talk about the possibility of that happening, and also if they do end up canceling the content cycle for Suicide Squad after its first 4 characters, if there needs to be a bit of restructuring due to certain events that will be in play later that were leaked out. So honestly, I'm kind of, I don't know, I read this earlier and I was just like, okay, good. They're allowing, those characters to come out. Like, we're not going to get duped of, playing with somebody like, Deathstroke and whatnot, who you think would be like the perfect candidate for DLC. So
absolutely,
they're not disregarding him at all. They're not like at some point going to flip the switch. Like as soon as the next character comes out, they'd be like, okay, nope, not anymore. But but it does come to question about what the future has in store past that. And like, as we've talked about before on this podcast, there were leaks that had come out before the game actually launched of the Justice League kind of coming back, and it turning out to be clones and fake members of the Justice League. Like they were all clones, and they were going to come back in some form or fashion. So it makes you wonder. My question is, like, say they don't release any more characters past these 4, do they need to restructure things to kind of fit like their end game, like as a way to make it happen sooner rather than later? Or if after those 4 characters, they're just going to drop the game completely? What do you think?
I'm leaning towards they're just going to drop the game completely.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what Rocksteady wants to do, but I think that's what WB is going to make them do.
Yeah.
I mean, we just made a video on, obviously Rocksteady pitching a new idea to WB, and I'm totally surprised. I was surprised that was happening, but I'm even more surprised that WB's actually letting them finish their 4 seasons. But I think that's the most luck they're going to get with this game, personally. I think they're just going to kick the can with this and be like, yep, that's it. Suicide Squad's over. Arkhamverse, at least that side of it, is done.
Yeah.
What about you? What are you leaning towards?
I don't know. For me, it depends on how much work, like how much they're actually working on the later DLCs as of this moment. Like, I feel like the next characters probably, like, they have that all mapped, like the next few characters they probably have mapped out. The one right after that, they might be still finishing up as far as like missions and that sort of deal. But say like they were going to cancel development after like the last character, I feel like there's still enough time to kind of integrate what they had prior,
Right.
uh, and just kind of work it into that last DLC.
Mhm.
Um, but it all depends on when these characters are actually coming out,
Exactly.
uh, which, as far as we know, we have no idea.
Yeah.
Um, so we
There's
we've
not like
gotten
a
we've gotten
spread
no
of
news. Yeah, we've gotten no news about when Mrs. Freeze is coming out, and I think she's supposed to be the next character that we're
okay.
getting. So
And
uh,
Joker's only halfway through, right?
Joker's done. They just
Oh,
finished
Joker's
out.
completely finished?
Yeah, they have both halves of Joker have been released and put out. So
Okay.
that tells that tells us how much we've been keeping up
I know,
on the
I
game.
literally haven't. It's
But I just saw a thing the other day which was like, oh yeah, the second half of like season 1 is out now, and I was just like, okay, whatever.
I'll
So
play it eventually.
I'm just gonna look up the roadmap real quick if
Yeah.
there were any like indicators on like any type of release
Mhm.
for like the rest of the year.
I don't recall there being any, which is weird because you'd think there'd be somewhat of a transparency with
So
them.
I'm looking at the image right now, and all it says is that it's just in the future. It's not
So
saying like,
2026.
yeah, by 2026 we'll have the game. Oh, by the end of 2026 we'll have the game done.
Right.
Yeah, no, it doesn't say like if the rest of the characters are coming out by this year or what. So
Yeah, because I mean, it all depends really on how long they're gonna wait till Joker, how much time after Joker passes. Like,
yeah,
so what? Joker was the end of March, and
yeah,
that was
it
like a
started
month and a
March.
half after the
Yeah,
game came out, right?
yeah, it started I think at the end of March, and I believe the second half came out either the end of May or the beginning of June. So
Okay,
there was at least like a few months in between Joker and
that's crazy.
yeah, but we have no idea of when like uh like any other character past that is coming out.
Well, let's just say theoretically that they're doing what they do with Joker. So let's say that Mrs. Freeze is coming out a month and a half after Joker ends. So that puts us at like next month, right? Somewhere next month, I want to say.
Mm,
If we're going by this,
a month and a half I think would be
or
probably
August.
close probably closer to August, yeah.
Okay, so let's just say that that's happening. If that were the case, then that would mean we'd get the first episode of Mrs. Freeze in August, and then
You
we'd
know,
have to wait
to like
another,
November
yeah,
maybe?
like November. So that would mean that we're probably looking like at least 8 months until maybe 10 months until it's done.
Yeah,
If
cuz
it's
but yeah, by the way that that's going, like I feel like by the time the last season comes out, like the second half of it, it'll be like it'll be over a year since Suicide Squad. Probably closer to like maybe like May or June, something like that.
yeah, like we're talking summer of Superman, it might be ending. So the beginning of next summer maybe,
Yeah.
which is insane. First off, because this game is just no one's playing it.
No.
And now they're I mean, I'm glad they're finishing the 4 seasons.
Yeah, I'm
You know, it
glad at the
leaves
very least. Like they're not just like say like they release Nora and stuff. They're not just like but at the same time though, you never know. Like they could go back on their word. It's not like
it's true, yeah.
companies have done so before.
That is true.
If they really see that there's no like if there's no money being generated, then there might be some point where WB is just like, we've lost so much money at this point with this, this game. There's nothing good coming out of it. Just wipe it off the map and, get to work on something else. That could be a possibility,
It could.
um but I feel like they're in their good graces where it's just like, let's just put the 4 characters out. We have at least commit to that word and then by the time that ends, just cancel development and
Yeah.
move on. So
Yeah, at this point, I really feel like this game is like beating a dead horse.
yeah,
And it's been dead for a while. This horse is rotting away right now. Um, I literally haven't played it since I beat the game.
same. I have not touched it since I beat the campaign, and
I think the only
I
no,
tried
go
for a
ahead.
little bit to like go after like Riddler stuff and like other
Mhm.
missions, and I was just like, nope, I can't do it. I
Yeah.
can't do it.
The only thing that I did after beating the game was I played as Joker for 10 minutes, 10 whole minutes, and I was like, "Yep, I'm done." And then I got off and haven't touched it since.
I haven't even gotten that far. I
Oh,
haven't touched Joker at all. Like I
that doesn't sound right.
yeah, no. I've not played with the Joker. That sounds even worse.
Okay.
That sounds
We'll be
worse.
right back after a special announcement.
Just put the intermission. Just put the intermission from Monty Python in there.
Yes. But yeah, playing with Joker is just joyful. It's actually not. It was literally the most I'm trying to look for a more sophisticated word than mid. Um but I can't. So I'm just going to say it was mid. It was actually worse than mid. It was boring. And you'd expect someone like Joker to be fun and crazy to play as,
Mhm.
but it's just
Yeah.
I would have more fun playing as him in Arkham Asylum, which is insane.
Yeah, there's nothing about Joker that screams like that I wanna be that character in
No,
this game.
not at
Like,
all.
I've seen so many people being like, "Yeah, Joker's so much fun, you'll find all the." It's just like, did we play are we playing the same game here? Am I seeing what
Exactly.
you're seeing? Because 'Cause I'm seeing something completely different, and, I don't know. Maybe when we get around to actually playing these DLCs, like, after the game's dead, making videos about it,
Yeah.
making podcast episodes, then I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm not looking forward to playing through that whole season of content. Like, it's just I'm not dealing with that. I'm not ready for that.
Yeah.
So,
Same here. So, what do you think WB's end goal is here? Do you really think that they just want to like cut it completely? Because at this point, it feels like they basically have. Like they've
I
announced that they're doing this,
yeah.
but this game is like there's nothing on this game. No one's playing it, no one's reporting it. So I feel like they would want to. Do you feel like there's a reason that they're doing this? Because you think that they would just want to cut their loss and be like, yeah, I don't want to lose any more money. We're cutting it. People aren't going to buy it. And I think all this DLC stuff is free. So
Yeah. I don't know. Like, it's hard to say, like, just because I don't know if it's them wanting to commit to their, games as a service motto for like the foreseeable future,
right,
or if it's just like complete narcissism at this point.
yeah.
Uh,
Like, oh no,
it could,
people are going to play it.
yeah, it could be any number of factors. Maybe they're hoping for some kind of resurgence, which we know that's not going to fucking happen.
No,
So,
no way.
um, so I don't know what their end goal is. I feel like the responsible thing to do would just be, like, cut it completely and, just move on
Yeah,
to whatever else. I'm hoping by the end of this that the higher ups that see, like, this game as a critical failure reestablish their inner workings. Or, like, "Hey, maybe live service games is not really the future that we should have." Like,
yeah.
'cause we've already been through this, like, so many times at this point from like, with Anthem, Avengers, we almost had it with Gotham Knights,
Mhm.
um, so there's gotta be some point where it's like, there has to be some sort of final nail in the coffin for WB to realize, like, we don't want games that we have to we invest more money in. I'd rather just pay whatever price to get it, play it as it is, and enjoy myself. I don't need like $15 cosmetics or like just dumb shit like that. I don't care.
Things that don't matter.
Yeah, things that don't matter. So I'm hoping that at some point WB is just like, yeah, we shouldn't go through with this.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know what their deal is. So
me neither, man.
It's a great big mystery.
That's so funny, Marvel.
I know.
Monty Python intermission.
I'm the.
But yeah, so where the hell do we go from here?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm just waiting for the announcement of when they're releasing their next character next. Because if anything, that'll give us more of an idea of what this roadmap, like how they're going with this roadmap and how they're sticking to it. Because other games we've seen, like with Avengers, they had these whole roster of characters that, were supposed to come out. And you know what happened? So Avengers came out in September 2020. We didn't get the first character until like the next year, I think it was like at least like January or February of that year. So it had been a while. So
it's absurd too how long they make you wait.
Yeah. I don't know. It's
Joker wasn't too long, but
no.
But when you have a game that isn't selling, it's like an eternity.
And yeah.
So
I mean, it was one thing where it was just like that next month. It was like, okay, we're gonna have the first half of Joker come out, and then everybody completely like even you didn't know that the second half of Joker was
no, I literally didn't.
So like that's not a good business model to go by.
No.
I don't even know why you would break that up anyway. Why not just have it as one whole season you can play through?
Right.
But no. Who cares?
Literally everything about this game just doesn't make sense.
So my hope or my end goal is like, by the end of this, maybe Rocksteady changes some things around so that we have a conclusive ending. And then afterwards, maybe, hopefully, WB just reassesses themselves and says maybe we don't need an Arkham game with like 20 microtransactions down the line. We don't need a Superman game where it's just like with a season pass and cosmetics you can buy for like $20 and all this arbitrary stuff that doesn't like add anything. So
yeah, because I'm tired of it. I'm so tired of it.
Yeah.
But I don't really have anything else to add.
Yeah, I think I said my piece. So
yeah. Well,
intermission.
Yeah. So
anyway,
go ahead.
That's going to conclude this episode of ITTV. So we'll be around to deliver more updates on Suicide Squad when the next character gets announced.
Whenever they get dropped.
Whenever next year.
Probably.
Let's say. Yeah, but stay tuned for like more updates like we just said, and also be sure to watch our previous two ITTVs involving Arkham Shadow and also what Rocksteady may be cooking up potentially.
It's definitely not an Arkham Batman game. Like I was led to believe like a freaking idiot.
You just didn't read.
I didn't read it right.
Yeah, so have a great night. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys for the next update.
Bye.
Bye.